today. From SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, this is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers taking on Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans.
From the future home of Super Bowl 56, there's a look at SoFi Stadium just south of downtown Los Angeles. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Chargers. Tucker McCann's got it set up and ready to go. And we are underway in Southern California. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he is just absolutely marvelous to watch throw a football. That's something I could do all day long, watch him throw routes versus air. But he's even more impressive when there are bodies on the field, and he's creating with big throws downfield.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
2nd and 10. Herbert now. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Here comes the Tennessee offense, and you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out.
And one of the things that has really impressed me about Ryan Tannehill has been his perseverance. Early in his career, didn't have the success that he desired. Had some injuries that slowed his development. But he kept working at his craft, and now he's a guy that I think you can put a game on his shoulders.
Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Tannehill. He's got the first down inside the 10. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Ryan Tannehill. 24 yards. And the Titans on just 2 plays have taken the lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Now Mike Vrabel going to tell the offense to go for 2 here. They'll try with Henry. And he will get in to make it 8-0. They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
McCann's got it teed up. Pulls it in at the 13. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Justin Herbert and the rest of the Charger offense set to take over once more. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler and give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Here's Herbert. And complete right side to Cook. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. On first down, it's Herbert. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. To throw again on second down. Herbert over the middle. It's Jared Cook. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 43. Herbert back to the air. That'll be complete to Cook. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. It's complete to Cook. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big gain that time for the Chargers. Eckler able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Kelly to try to punch it in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. They'll try and run for it with Kelly. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Titans defense will celebrate the goal line stand. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. A little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 44-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans.
But I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield. Now Tannehill dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And he will have a Titans first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A toss left, Henry. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now the first carry for Brian Hill. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Brian Hill taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Titans go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Here's Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Herbert's throw going into the hands of Williams. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert, he'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he's got some space here. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment. Herbert operating from the red zone. Caught left side, Williams. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 1st down marker at the 5. It's 2nd and goal. Herbert throwing again. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. The 20. 10. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Thorough domination right now, and the game plan is simple, obviously, Charles. They're going for 2 after every touchdown, and it's 24-0.
Don't you just get the sense right now that they're just flexing? I mean, you'll be able to do whatever they want, how they want, 3 two-point conversions. And now they're up 24-0, so essentially they gained a field goal out of it without even trotting the kicker out there.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. L.A. readies for its next possession. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now.
And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. He dumps it to Eckler underneath. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll bring up a second down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So the Titans bring the offense back out to go for 2. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. And this is Cook with a grab. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. A final shot before the break for Herbert. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everybody to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports.
The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And he will score. Touchdown, Tennessee. And you've used the phrase with me before, pressing the kicking game. What exactly does that mean? Because they did it there.
It means focusing on it, all aspects of it, because it's the third part of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. If you press the kicking game, create an advantage, make a big play, it often leads to victory.
So now Tannehill leading his crew to the line to go for 2. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And make him 4 for 4 now on 2-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The attention shifts back to Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense. So with the 3 interceptions, how does he erase those from his mind and just focus on this drive?
I think he may need some help from the coaching staff. Maybe the offensive coordinator says, okay, let's do a few of the shorter throws, quick rhythm throws where the ball's out of his hand quickly into a receiver before the defense can react. Maybe not. Just in case, get your confidence back up, and then later on, you expand the targets again.
The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Right?
I love it. I love it.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Herbert. He'll get this to Eckler. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He finds his man, complete. That's Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Ty Long now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It's taken to the 26. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And last time out, another touchdown, and I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? Who? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
He's going deep for Brown, and it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Tannehill steps away to his left. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time. Throwing on 2nd and long. Tannehill flushed out right. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A breakdown defensively there as the scramble is going to set him up with a much more manageable 3rd down. Tannehill now to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Joey Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. At that time, finally a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he...
And now he lost the football. Tannehill loses it and picked up by the Chargers. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. And at this point, after that return for a touchdown, I guess the only thing is you're asking what else could go wrong.
Not only that, I think that between the two of us, we thought this was over before. I believe now it's really over.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
For a quick second there, I thought we were about to have a repeat performance of a kickoff return for a touchdown. This guy's on fire today.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Tannehill. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chris Harris speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
Here we go on 4th. Tannehill. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And Cook has it left side. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now it's Herbert. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Herbert. Herbert has it knocked free.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Caleb Farley. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. After the interception, here's Tannehill being chased out left. And they're a perfect 5 for 5 now on 2-point conversions as he is in to get them 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6 put the icing on the cake, so to speak. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Elijah Molden. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Tannehill's throw into the hands of Ferkser here.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
On 1st down, Henry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run it again with Henry. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Back to throw here, Herbert. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Elijah Molden. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Tannehill going to throw it. Buying time to his left. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. More from L.A. in a moment. Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3 and out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. And quickly, they get to the line. Again, it's Henry. And they stop him short at first, as he can only get to the 20. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. He's got a man. It's Ferkser, the tight end. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.